Lazarus were brothers and sisters, and they were friends of Jesus. Jesus really loved them. He spent time with them. And when Lazarus was taken ill, Mary and Martha sent out for Jesus. Jesus took a few days to get to Lazarus. In the meantime, he passed away. The story is written in John chapter 11. And the account is from verse 1 to verse 46. So it is a long passage and you might like to read it in your own time, but I'm just going to read parts of it. Now a certain man was sick, Lazarus of Bethany, the village of Mary and her sister Martha. It was the Mary who anointed the Lord with ointment and wiped his feet with her hair, whose brother Lazarus was sick. So the sisters sent word to him, saying, Lord, behold, he whom you love is sick. But when Jesus heard this, he said, This sickness is not to end in death, but for the glory of God, so that the Son of God may be glorified by it. Now Jesus loved Martha and her sister and Lazarus. So when he heard that he was sick, he then stayed 2 days longer in the place where he was. We have no idea why Jesus stays for 2 more days, whether he is wanting to prove a point. But anyhow, he then goes to see Lazarus. Verse 17. So when Jesus came, he found that he had already been in the tomb for 4 days. Now Bethany was near Jerusalem, about 2 miles off, and many of the Jews had come to Martha and Mary to console them concerning their brother. Martha, therefore, when she heard that Jesus was coming, went to meet him, but Mary stayed at the house. Martha then said to Jesus, Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died. Even now I know that whatever you ask of God, God will give you. Jesus said to her, Your brother will rise again. Martha said to him, I know that he will rise again in the resurrection on the last day. Jesus said to her, I am the resurrection and the life. He who believes in me will never die. Do you believe this? She said to him, Yes, Lord, I have believed that you are the Christ, the Son of God, even he who comes into the world. According to Middle Eastern customs, when somebody dies, all the friends, family and neighbors gather together and they visit the people who are left behind. They will bring food, eat with them, cry with them. They won't leave them on their own. And this is exactly what's happening. There are neighbors and people sitting and crying with Mary and Martha. And so Jesus then goes to the tomb. When Jesus saw her weeping, this is Mary, and the Jews who came with her also weeping, he was deeply moved in spirit and was troubled, and said, Where have you laid him? They said to him, Lord, come and see. Jesus wept. When we weep, Jesus weeps. He still wants to give us life. When we're sad, Jesus is sad. When we're struggling, he's praying for us. So Jesus, with Martha and Mary, he wept for Lazarus. And then he came to the tomb and saw the stone, and he said, Remove the stone. Martha, the sister of the deceased, said to him, Lord, by this time there will be a stench, for he has been dead 4 days. Jesus said to her, Did I not say to you that if you believe, you will see the glory of God? So they removed the stone. Then Jesus raised his eyes and said, "Father, I thank you that you have heard me. I knew that you always hear me, but because of the people standing around, I said it, so that they may believe that you sent me." When he had said these things, he cried out with a loud voice, "Lazarus, come forth." The man who had died came forth, bound hand and foot with wrappings, and his face was wrapped around him with a cloth. Jesus said to them, "Unbind him and let him go." There are many things in our lives, in our heads, in our hearts that are just bound and closed and hidden in the secret places. The areas of our lives that are dead to the life and love of Jesus, because we wouldn't dare to bring them up. They're too painful. They're experiences we wish we never had. And yes, of course, they have made us who we are, but they have also hardened our hearts. There are things that we wish we had never said, and we can't go back. But there's always forgiveness. There are things that we have heard from other people that were so hurtful and disappointing, that they have affected our relationships, who we are, what we do with ourselves. And so we might be feeling like we're wrapped and bound like Lazarus was. But when Jesus brings life into those areas, he blows his Holy Spirit into those areas of our lives. He breathes into those areas of our lives. And we come and we open up to him. And we ask for forgiveness. We ask for healing. We ask for wholeness. As Martha said, she believed. Then Jesus comes in and life happens. Not just in us, but in every detail that is about us. Everything that's painful is healed. Everything we want to forget becomes something of an opportunity that God can use in our lives. Every hidden thing is exposed and made good. So many cracks in my roof, and many people have heard this and they're fed up with it. But do you know, when a roofer comes and they fill in the gaps, maybe they put some lead to cover those places, or put a new roof tiling on the roof, then everything is fixed. And when Jesus comes, he blows life into those hidden and dead areas of our lives. I wonder if there's anything hidden and wrapped in cloth and maybe died in your heart and in your minds that needs healing and the breath of Jesus. He died for us and he rose again so that those dead areas in our lives may be healed and may come to life again as well. And I pray at this time that we would all be able to open our hearts and open all the hidden areas of our lives to Jesus, to be made good, to be healed, to be reconstructed and made whole.